Apparently the mouse has all sorts of growths and stuff. Maybe it's Minnie Mouse or those bows. I didn't even know what those things are. Zog, to transfer fuel, I right-clicked on the first fuel tank, like this. I held down the Alt key, and I right-clicked on the next fuel tank like that, and I pressed Enter out. Stock out of the box, that's how I did it. Let us see here what else we are doing. We've got that. We've got that. Now we just need to exit the sphere of influence and then tweak this burn such that we get to dress. So, I will fast forward and let this encounter come up. What's up, CNC Master? We are trying to get to Drez. We are about to exit Kerbal Sphere of Influence. We've already dropped our main drop tank, and we are about to drop our secondary drop tanks after the next burn. PJ Almighty 83, thanks for enrolling in Kerbal Space Academy. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Hope you're learning some stuff. I'm trying to explain everything as I go. It does make it take a little bit longer, but my main goal is to help other people understand what's going on. And, oh yes, SSTO, we do space planes yesterday. We just did space planes yesterday, man, but I do space planes once a week because space planes is a very, is a very popular request. Are we out of the orbit now? We're out of the sphere of influence? We are. Excelente. Node in 1 hour, 52 minutes. Let's go with it. But yeah, PJ, excellent. Set his target for Drez. Let me get that set up right quick. We do SSTO space planes. Actually, yesterday we made a... it's actually, if you click on my name up where it says Das Valdez currently playing Kerbal Space Program, if you click on my name, it'll take you to my profile. You can see past broadcasts. If you click on past broadcasts, watch yesterday's Kerbal Space Academy on SSTO designing, and you can totally see us not only design a simple SSTO, you can see us design an SSTO modeled after an X-Wing fighter. So, you like apples? How you like them apples? Let me see if I can't re-get my dress encounter here. I'm just going to be playing with the orbit here. There it was right there. So we just barely missed it. Again, all I did was prograde, retrograde. That's pretty darn close right there. Chase race! Or Cha Serase. However you say your name. Thanks for joining Kerbal Space Academy. There's our dress encounter. Who's getting there first? The chicken or the dress? That's us. That's the target position. So we're getting there too soon. That means a little bit of radial out will make us get there a little bit later. Alright, then a little bit less, a little bit more prograde. There we are. We're pretty darned close, y'all. Mason Jordan, thanks for enrolling in Kerbal Space Academy. Like I said, tonight we're doing advanced interplanetary transfers where we talked about those drop tank designs and that sort of stuff. That was clearly the wrong way. I am just fine-tuning my approach to Drez here. There's the Drez encounter. That's all we had to do. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Who is that? Shania Twain? Not sure she's the one that I should be quoting in my Kerbal Space Academy streams. Alright. No, that wasn't Shania Twain. That was a guy singer. I'm pretty sure. Did I upload yesterday's? DK, I uploaded yesterday's to YouTube already? I clearly have no clue what I'm doing. In an hour and 50 minutes, we're going to need to do 11-second mid-course correction burn to get that encounter to Drez. Let's do it, y'all. Oh yeah, I was also going to turn the lights on. Where are you at now? And then we're going to see if I calculated the correct tanks for the drop, although we're not going to need to drop anything for this burn. Again, everybody that's just joining us, we designed this ship with drop tanks in mind. These things around the backside are our drop tanks. You can see our engines are positioned such that the drop tanks won't hit them. They're actually in the sides of the drop tanks. What we do is we drain fuel out of one. Right-click bug. We drain fuel out of the tanks symmetrically, so we drain this and this at the same time. When they're done, we can press an action group and it'll ditch them. We don't have to carry those anymore. Oh, that's a YouTube question. All right, good deal. Thanks. Nice. What did I miss from override function? Why did you wait to be out of Kerbin's inference to next the correction? Override because it didn't really matter. The difference in trajectory between when we're right there at Kerbin and when we're outside at Sphere of Influence was almost nil. And I find it to be a little bit more accurate when I do it outside of Kerbin's Sphere of Influence. Because remember, time warping through the Kerbin Sphere of Influence change can sometimes screw with your trajectory. So I wouldn't want to burn a node that gets me encounter while I'm inside the sphere of influence, and then time warp past the sphere of influence change, where the trajectory change with the transition may actually lose my encounter. So that's why I just went ahead and fast forwarded past the sphere of influence change, and then set a node outside the sphere of influence, because then changing from Kerbin to a Kerbal sphere of influence won't screw up my trajectory to Dres. That's why I personally left it till outside. Could you have done it earlier? Yes, you could have. I just like avoiding that whole sphere of influence change buggy McBuggerness there. So hope that answers the question. Nice. Thanks, DK, for spotting that. I hadn't gone back over yet to check the chat. So let's go ahead and fast forward up here to the place with the burning. That's 11 minutes out. There's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Dr. Pepper. 1. 11-second burn. Rounded up to 12. Half of 12 is 6. We need to go at T-6. Let's point at the blue thing. Right like that. Let's get off the right click. Good. Then let's get on down to T-6 so that we can do this burn. Burn, 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 burn. Burn, burn. Burn, 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 burn. Burn, burn. Burn, 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 burn. Wait, it's not karaoke time. T-6 seconds. Let's fire the engines. Let's get through this little minuscule burn that we're doing. Only like 35 or 36 delta V. And let us... Stop! 0.1 seconds. Ooh, I almost won the prize on that one. Let's see if we've got that Dres encounter. I've got that. I've got a Dres encounter. That is exactly what I was looking to do. So now, all we need to do is fast forward a lot. Let us go to our ship. We'll go back to the Kerbin Orrery, and we will set a Kerbal alarm clock. Turn off the engineer, because we're good to go. I'm going to add a new alarm, and I'm going to say next time we do a sphere of influence, this is the Dres approach. APP is my approach. I'm going to say 5 minutes out. Actually, 1 minute out is fine. Let's go ahead and slow down that. So do add alarm. This will make it so that I don't go flying past the encounter with Dres. Now we can go through maximum warp. We're departing Kerbal. Kerbin. Kerbin is back behind us. Not quite going as fast as we are. Again, to get to a higher orbit, which is Dres, we had to increase our delta. Oh man, we almost had a Duna fly by there. Not quite. We were kind of close to Duna, but not quite. In body, nice. Let's see here. Did I miss anything else? Yeah. Hey, DK, what time are you doing KSP TV tomorrow? Everybody here, dude, if you're here for Kerbal Space Academy and you haven't followed DK Declarations yet, you should totally click on his name and give him a follow. He'll be streaming on the official KSP TV thing tomorrow, and I think he'll post the time over there. But DK is also an awesome Kerbal Space Academy streamer, and I recommend from the Kerbal Space Academy itself that you should click on his name and give him a follow if you haven't already. Plus DK also has a couple really cool quick, what are they called, DK? Like the quick tutorial. I kind of call them a quick start guide. If you don't have time to tune in to a whole 2-hour Kerbal Space Academy session, DK is actually working on some quick start guides for KSP that are YouTube videos that you can watch, and they're really well done. They're like professionally produced. So DK, dude, if you want to post a link over to the one that you already have up, you are welcome to post one over. Again, if you need a refresher on something and you don't have time to sit through an entire 2-hour Kerbal Space Academy stream, DK has a lot of these little DK has a lot of the little quick start guides, I guess I would call them. So, dude, totally post that link up. Even if you don't do that, even if you don't watch the YouTube video, click on DK's name, give him a follow, because he's awesome. The end. I'm going to stop talking about it. It is possible to oversell something. So, we are coming up on Dres here. I'm not sure. These people have apparently been watching the Kerbal Space. There you go. KSP tutorial for beginners. Nice. I like to put the quick in there because it's, I think one of the really cool things is that you don't have to sit there for like an hour to figure something out. You've got everything in such like bite-sized, discrete chunks. Like it's so well presented. It's totally awesome to just spend like 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes to watch it. So DK dude, totally post the YouTube up so that people can see those little videos, because I think they're totally awesome, and they fit right in with Kerbal Space Academy for refresher sort of things, or for people who can't sit through an entire 2-hour stream. Sure, Tesla Max, that's fine. Regarding in-body problems, my in-body problem right now is to get a dress encounter. Apparently, we've been going for 3 years. Our mission elapsed time is 3 years. These people were more of a long-term experiment as opposed to a tourist group going to Dres. A long-term Dres experiment, really. Here we have a Dres encounter coming up. There is going to be the Sphere of Influence change with the time warp going all the way down. Excelente. Am I in Dres' Sphere of Influence yet? Yes, I am. I'm flying by Dres like this. That's in 4 hours, and I need to slow the heck down. So, like we do for any capture, we slam on the brakes, retrograde out the wazoo. Jeez. Anybody know what a safe altitude to orbit Dres is? That's probably delete unclose. There we go. I'm spending like 1,700. That's not bad though. Let's see if I can't. Nope, that's increasing it. Let's get a really close up. We came all this way, 92 to Dres. Is 92 safe to go around Dres? Anybody? I don't know. We'll find out. This is another 8 freaking minute burn. So we're going to have to time warp through it as well. Where is my node? It's coming up in 4 hours. We'll get it done fast. The SS Minnow for the 3-year tour. I think today's theme was Mickey Mouse. Well, I sung the 16,000 kilometers. Wait, 1,600 kilometers? What? Because right now my periapse is 97 kilometers. Why would I need 1,600 kilometers? Is that where I'm at right now? No, right now I'm at 19,000 kilometers. Why is 1,600 actually good? Where is Dres anyways? Is that it? Where the heck is it? I don't even see it. We need to like look out the window. It's apparently up there and it's teeny tiny. Let's see if I can get it in the view scope here. Man. There it is. That looks like an okay orbit. It would be safe. All right. 1,600 meters, maybe? There's no atmosphere. What else did we miss? Oh, okay, that doesn't have anything to do with Dres, but it would totally be safe. I'll get a little bit lower. Yeah, whatever. Where are we at? We're not just doing a Dres flyby. We're doing an entire Dres tour here. So let us get a much lower... What's my periapse at now? 183. So I need to go the other direction. And stop. 21? 20? Is that good? 20? Maybe 20 is a good... Let me look at it relative to Dres. That looks pretty darn close to Dres, I think. So that's 1708. In 4 hours, it's going to be a 9-minute burn. 6.5 is safe. We should totally go down to 6.5 then. I think that's what we're going to do. Now check this out. We're basically doing... Remember how we had that issue? We were in the low Kerbin orbit, going around and around Kerbin. And because we had the really low thrust to weight of the nuclear engines, that burn wasn't very efficient. We had to burn down towards the planet, and we had to split it. If we were too low, we would have gone through the atmosphere. Yada, yada, yada. That would have been a problem. Because we're on this long straight line, look at our trajectory right now, right? This entire time, our trajectory is not going to change very much. So this is one instance where the inefficiency of the nuclear engines doesn't really matter, because our orbit isn't curving. Over the time, this is going to be like, what? A day from now, we're going to be going in basically a straight line relative to Dres for that entire time. So look, our node is right there on our retrograde marker. In this case, as long as you can complete your burn during the time that you're flying by the planet, you're good to go with the less efficient nuclear engines. So let us go ahead and fast forward. Stop talking to us. More fast forwarding. 4 hours. There we go. That's the speed I want. 330. 3. 230. 2. 130. 1. 30 minutes. 20. 10. 9. 8. And there's 7. 6. 5. I always want to say it right when the number appears, but I know that's not really right because I need to already be burning. I passed it by 30 seconds. It's okay. Because again, since this entire thing is one long straight line, we'll be just fine with this slower burn. Now, let's see if we can't get this done with our drop tanks here. So now we're using fuel out of our drop tanks. F5 for safety. There we go. Drink Dr. Pepper for nourishment. There we go. Let me go ahead and bring this Kerbal alarm clock thing back up. There's that. Now that's a curious thrust to weight. 57,000 thrust to weight. It seems to be going up as well. It's because we're using fuel, I guess, but that's a very high thrust to weight. I guess it's thrust to weight in terms of can we take off the body of a planet, and it's so high because we're Dr. PBR. It's so high because we're nowhere near Dres right now. I wonder if we could land this thing on Dres, honestly. That would be interesting. We're just continuing this burn. I want to see if these drop tanks work. I pressed F5, didn't I? Yeah, alright, I pressed F5. I'm going to press 2 and I'm going to see if I did the right drop tanks. If I did the right drop tanks, those tanks that are empty of fuel are going to drop in before he drops the wrong tanks. Nice corn chips. That's freaking awesome. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. I mean, I think these are the 3 tanks, not the 2 tanks. I'm going to drop them, and then that's why I F5'd. My bad. I should have put like 2 batteries on the second tanks and 3 batteries on the other tanks. I don't know. That thrust to weight is calculated relative to a body, I think. And because we're not really near very much of a body right now. Let's see if I'm going to drop the wrong tanks. 2 or 3? 2 or 3. Let's see here. I'm going to press 2. I think it's going to... No, I'm going to press 3. I think it's 3. I'm going to press 3. Alright, are both tanks empty? Yes. Yeah! It was totally the 3 tanks. So we've just dropped our tanks. Goodbye, space trash. We don't need you anymore. That made our thrust to weight go over 60,000, apparently. That's a lot of thrust to weight. Let's see what else. Hey, what's up, Nubius? How's it going? We're just circularizing around Dres. I think I'm going to go for like a 7,000 meter orbit. Let's go for a 7,000 meter orbit. I still haven't been captured even. Now, we didn't activate these tanks, did we? Dag nabbit. There we go. We need to activate these tanks. Again, the difficulties of using this. Is this the most efficient way to do it? Yes. Did I just screw up because I didn't activate the tanks at the right time? Yes, I did screw up. That's totally my fault. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, man, I really like that ship design, especially the drop tanks, how they kind of came out the back like that. I really liked how we came up with that. We just totally made it up. I'm going to see if we can land it. We may be able to land it. What is the, what do we got? Well, yeah, we still got plenty of time. What is required to land on Dres? 555? I think we could spend 1,000 to try and land on Dres and use the nukes as landing gear. We should totally do that. That'd be totally awesome. It'd be awesome if we could keep the drop tanks until we got down to Dres and then drop the tanks on the surface of Dres. Ah, yes. I do like how that ship looks. Plus, you have the whole Mickey Mouse thing going. I think that's awesome. If I wanted 2 satellites orbiting Kerbal so that they would be on opposite sides of the planet at any time, when would I need to launch? 3 hours apart from each other would be the easy answer. Launch one and then 3 hours later launch the other. If you can get the first one up into orbit within 3 hours, right? I think you would be able to, especially if you have Kerbal long cart going. Yeah, we're definitely going to orbit it. Yeah, you're right. I also need tech fuel balancer. Still burning stuff. Yeah, we haven't even left Kerbal yet. This is our initial ejection burn. That's how long these nuclear engines take. It's so long. Not really. We're actually at Dres. You know, the thing is, I always talk about these other mods that I need to install in just about every day I spend working on the Academy streams. It takes so much time working on the Academy streams. Yeah, you're right, Bob. I need to get those other mods installed, but I don't want to install them and then come over here and act like I know what's going on, right? So I need some time to play, but the only time that I play is when I'm streaming. So maybe I'm just going to have to do early so we can push them on the unaware masses. I feel like I need to do a better job of, maybe there needs to be some earlier in the day streams where I'm just playing around, yeah, for free play or learning mods or whatever, because a lot of the times, it's like I have no free time to actually play the game anymore, between trying to get a website set up, trying to schedule the classes, trying to do an actual job so I can pay the rent and that sort of stuff. It's like there's no freaking time to install new mods. Email connections is a good place to start on interplanetary networking. Wait, what? Email? I don't even understand what you just said there. I didn't really get the, who are you talking to? Tesla Max. Where did Tesla Max say? I'm not following that conversation. Anyone interested in... Oh, there you go. Interplanetary internet. Nice. What? I'm going to need to get caught up on that, apparently. Again, we're still trying to do our circularization burn around this. This tank is not empty yet. It's just about time for us to lose that tank, it looks like. We still have a whole heck of a lot of Delta V. KSP unplugged, yeah. Come watch Dust when he has no clue what he's doing. Normally I don't have any clue what I'm doing. I just cover it well. Oh, there we go. We'll turn those lights off. It was a little too bright. Wait till we go on the dark side of Drez. I do believe that we're... Wow, it's going to be really close as to whether or not we drop those tanks before we get to Drez. I almost want to land on Drez before we do it, but that would be... launch since it's on the backside. Yeah, or... That's not exactly right, is it, Levelicious? Because of the way the orbits work, something in a high orbit that's on the backside of KSC wouldn't really be the time. You would want 3-hour intervals between your launches, not 3-hour intervals between where it looks like that orbit is, right? Because you're going to have to get it in an orbit that has a half period, right? It's 1 half period behind. So I think you'd have to launch at 3-hour intervals, not wait until one ship was KSC, Kerbal, other satellite sort of deal, like in a straight line. I think. I don't know. I just made that up too. Alright, those tanks should be empty. I can press 2 to drop them. Goodbye, drop tanks. Thank you for your service. Now we're at 5,000 Delta V, but that is all the Delta V we have. Hopefully we have enough to get home. We don't have to send a fueler droid out there. We are just about to circularize around Drez here. Do I have an apoapse yet? That's weird. What's going on? Am I hitting Drez? No, I'm still just going down. Alright, we still need to burn just the last of this, because that orbit is starting to bend really quickly. Alright, that's what was happening. We hadn't actually got the Drez circularization yet, but here we go, and there's a Drez circularization. Now we'll just go ahead and watch the periapse until the periapse is down to 7,000 meters to give a very low passive Drez. Periapse. Alright, that's kilometers still. 2,000 kilometers, so I need it to be 7 kilometers basically. It should switch to meters here in a second. There we go. So 7,000 meters we said, right? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, that's 79. Now I'll just barely give it any throttle whatsoever. We can get rid of this, actually. And now I'm just going to barely give it any throttle. Our orbit is 5.4 meters per second. Basically, we had to burn off all of our freaking velocity passing Drez so that Drez could catch us. That's nuts. Let's see here. So, what was I going to do? Oh, yes. Burn it down. Where's my periapse? All right. 6, 5, 40, 30, 20, 10, 12, 7, 8, 7-ish. Eek! We're under 6. We're actually going between 6 and 5, so that's not going to work at all. That's going to be a little bit too close to Drez for this 3-hour tour. Let's go ahead and put it at 8 since we've got that weebly wobbliness going. 10. Better keep it safe. So now I'm going to go ahead and put a node here at the other end of the Drez orbit. Like this. And see if I can't go into a 10K orbit around Drez. That is weebly wobbly as heck. Can I focus on Drez, please? Man, it always focuses on it when you don't want it to do it, but when you actually want to focus on Dres, it never works. Oh, I can't focus on the... there we go. That's maneuver 1 at least. That gets us closer. That is going to be a very close pass on Dres. I tell you what. That's very weird. Can we not just focus on Dres, please? Ike Dres. There we go. That'll be less weebly wobbly. We're like in an almost polar Dres orbit. What can you do? 78. That's not good. That's not good at all. Our orbit is all manner of wacky right now. There we go. Look how it's jumping around. Why is it doing that? Periaps 2. Here, let's use precise node and do it precisely. So I need to give it... yeah, okay, that totally screws up everything. It doesn't like that at all. So much for that. Put me on the periaps, please. Put me right there on the periaps. And give me enough... look how it jumps around. Why is it doing that? That's so annoying. Like I said, put me on the periaps. 8 versus 10. One more click. On the periaps. 9 versus 10. That's wacky. You're like, yeah, exactly. Landing on Dres. Check. Oops. I can't type an M into there. Let's just get this done. I'm already 15 minutes past my budget for this. This is going to cost us... look how dirty that is. Look how it's bouncing around. I will never for the life of me understand why KSP does that. Something with the simulation. If I control from here, will it work? I mean, look at how quickly it's changing around the... here, control from here. That doesn't do anything. Something about this ship. It does not like something about this ship. This ship is very, very wobbly for some reason. Not wobbly. It doesn't look like it's wobbling. It's like, does anyone know why it does this? Why it freaking jumps around like that? I don't know. That's so annoying, though, isn't it? Alright. Well, meh, it is what it is. Maybe if I go... I still can't... yeah. Maybe if I go to the Space Center and come back to it, it won't be as bad. What's up, Darkside? Floating point errors. Something is seriously wrong. Yeah, the bouncing maneuver nodes. Well, they need to code it so that it has less floating point errors. There's got to be something you could do to average out the results or something so that you didn't get that wacky floating pointness. So let me see if I can't go back to it. The Hotel Jebiformia. Go back to it. Everybody's all floating point errors. Duh, Dust. Don't you know about floating point errors? What's your problem, man? Is it bouncing around? Now look. Now it's not bouncing around. So just going off the ship and coming back to it, why would there be floating point errors with the ship? Oh, now I moved the ship and it's bouncing around again. No. Hold still. At least it's not as bad as it was. It's like as long as we're moving... here. There we go. As long as the ship has any movement whatsoever, it's like all over the... just drop the remainder. There you go. It's not like we're doing anything that requires a high degree of accuracy. Right? Maybe do the calculation 3 times and get the average and then pass the average into the rest of the equation or something like that. Maybe that's what we need to do. You know something? I wonder if it would be easier to just try and land on the equator and then take back off on an equatorial orbit. I wonder if that would be easier to do. Let's get on down here. It's going to be 29 days on our approach to Dres. Where is Dres even? I don't even see it in the sky. Well, let's get 29 days in and see if we can find it. 28, 27. Quick, play Find the Dres. There it is. Nope, that's the sun. That's space junk. Alright, it doesn't seem to be around us in this direction. Is it this way? Dres, where are you? Are we on the dark side of Dres right now? Does anybody see a hole in space that would indicate a dark body blocking out light from stars? I Are we even at Dres? Does anyone know? Wait. Prograde is down there. So Dres should be somewhere over here. Thank goodness we have those mouse ears. Apparently we've been navigating... Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it. All right. Whew. I thought I was circularizing around like a black hole or something else. We're about to circularize around Dres and then probably attempt a landing on it. Because I didn't get the memo. Nobody said, all these worlds are yours except Dres, attempt a landing there. I think it's cool if I land on Dres. So we'll see if we can't do that. There's Dres! Alright, in an hour. Still in an hour. 40, 30. Dres looks boring. Good thing we came on this tour. There is Dres. Ooh, we should totally put it down in that little hole. We should have every Kerbal do an EVA report, right? KSP at home. Running on NASA computers at night. Nice. Back in the day, I totally did SETI at home. Long ago and far away in the year 1999, I was an instructor at like a computer camp, like summer camps for kids sort of deal. And we had like computer labs that had 20 or 40 computers in it or whatever. I think my camp had 25. And so I totally logged into my SETI account on every one of the computers and processed extraterrestrial intelligence all night long. We don't know how long this burn is going to be. 40 seconds, so we'll do it at T-minus 20 seconds. So yeah, I had quite a SETI statistic at one time. There's our burn. Let's just go ahead and get it done. Yeah, there is a mod for different skyboxes. Chasserase. I know that's not your name. This one actually comes with the Better Atmospheres pack, so I get both planetary atmospheres and the new skybox. It also adds rings around some planets and stuff like that, but I don't really do that. Did I miss any questions in the chat? What'd you just miss? We're circularizing around Jez. Check your replacer can do it. Yep, Luis got that. White Bundies, that would be freaking awesome if 0.25 fixes the floating point errors. Oh, does it change as you're playing the game? I do not know. I did not understand that as the question. But if that was your question, I don't think that it... I mean, like, when you're in a planetary atmosphere, it will. What's our ApoEps right now? Apo and Perry. ApoEps 16. PeriEps 4? Where the deuce are we? And what's coming up next? The PeriEps is coming up. Are we going to hit anything? Wow, we're going to make a super low pass. It doesn't look like we're going to hit anything, though. Does anybody think we're going to hit anything? I'm trying to follow the orbit around. Yeah, I don't... It looks like this is just going to be a super low pass. I wish I could find... Is there a way for me to find... Focus on Dress, maybe? And then is there some camera? No, there's no cameras here. There's no way for me to figure out where the equator of Dress is. So there's no way for me to land on the equator. This would also be the dark side, and I would definitely want to land on the light side. F5 for safety. Since we're doing such a low pass. Is Dress small enough to land a Kerbal on it? I don't know. I've never tried that. Where it's boring. Welcome to Dress, where there's absolutely nothing to do. You know something? I've had them in space for 3 years, 261 days, 7 minutes, and 9 seconds. We get excellent DOS TV reception with the 2 mouse air antennas on here, so whether or not there's stuff to do at Dress is the least of their worries. Let's see here. This is Dress. Let's move Kerbal Engineer out of the way. Oh, actually, let's watch our terrain height. That would be hilarious. There's our terrain height. All right, I think we'll be okay with this. Let's point retrograde, I guess. If you double... That's what I've been trying, Hitman. I double-click it. Double F5, double F5. Double F5 for double safety. I don't know, Thator. We could try it. You want me to try it? You want me to put a Kerbal down on the surface? Good thing you don't have... Yeah, for a 3-hour tour, I mean, my missions. I don't have TAC Live support. The smiles, it's from them being insane. Ludmal has not moved for 3 years. He's just been like this. For 3 freaking years, I think... Oh, wait. Did he open his mouth a little bit? I don't know. Something's going on. Jeb is astonished. I'm gonna write that down. Oh my gosh. Let's see how close to Dress. What's our altitude height? Our altitude height is under 6. Oh, I can't warp any faster than that? Dead blame it. That's so dumb. Double F5 for double safety. Let's go IVA and see if old Ludmal here can get a view. Look at the surface of Dres. Congratulations. Welcome to Dres. Here is your view. Lost in paradise, it is not. There's actually some space out that side. I'm amazed that these guys, what have they been doing in these seats? Something tells me that the not food, the refuse, the trash, the rubbish, and the junk containers are very much full. It'd be hilarious if we crashed into the surface of the planet right now. Looking out the window. Can I click and... Oh, I can totally click and zoom out. Look at that. Not a lot to see here. Maybe I'll land him. Being stranded, he'll never get sick. Definitely Lubel wants Kurt. Let's see here. I will try to get Lubel. What if I leave him in orbit and then I try to land him wherever the ship lands? How about we do that? We're honestly getting into DOS free play here with this sort of shenanigans. I mean, it's fun. It seems like we're very close to the surface, but I think we're just not. Are we going to hit that mountain range? I mean, I see daylight. I mean, I see starlight, I guess, between our entire trajectory. How about we do this? Is this the inside of the science module? No, John Dobsky, that's the inside of the hitchhiker storage container. So these... Nah. All right. These hitchhiker things right here are the hitchhikers. The hitchhikers are the hitchhikers. Duh. These are the hitchhikers. What we were looking at was the inside of this hitchhiker here. The science module, unfortunately, currently has no IVA, although I would really love it if it had an IVA. Because it seems like you could do some really cool stuff in the IVA of the science module. Jeb doesn't have personalities. Personalities has him. Here we go. Wow, we're actually going to be pretty darn close to this mountain range as we come over it here. I'm astonished that Ludmal had... He's freaking excited. He's doing a freaking shindig sort of dance all of a sudden. Anyways... We've done an interplanetary transfer out here to Jeb. What we talked about in Kerbal Space Academy was designing a ship, an interplanetary ship that could use drop tanks. I totally missed out. I was going to try to fit 2 things into this, but I did not fit 2 things into this episode. I was also going to try and talk about interplanetary kicker stages, some sort of reusable craft that can make interplanetary trips that will actually... return back to Kerbin in between accelerating a craft out here. In fact, I designed this craft specifically so that I could attach an interplanetary kicker stage to it. So, I think what I'm going to do, next time I do interplanetary transfers, I will press Alt F4. I think the next thing that I'm going to do is when I do interplanetary transfers, I will focus on the interplanetary kicker stage. It's kind of like an orbital ski lift or a Kerbin Sphere of Influence ski lift that goes around and around circles, gets fueled up, accelerates something to escape velocity, and then ditches it at the end of the orbit, and then turns back around and comes back down to Kerbit for re-entry or for refueling, basically. So that is definitely, that mountain is kind of high. I feel like we're gonna go in between them here. I think we're good. Famous last words. We should point Jeb down at the surface and see what Jeb's view looks like. At least we'll put most of the ship and the passengers on the ablative side of things. Let's see what Jeb's view looks like. Yes. Welcome to Dress. Population, us. Really a lot going on here at Dress. Oh, we could just watch the radar altitude and see if it starts to drop like a rock. That would be terrible. What's the... let's check the thrust to weight. Alright, we'll definitely check the thrust to weight here. Let me go back to... Oh, yes. Bill has been sitting with this view of a completely inoperative hatch for 3 years. That mountain is getting really close. He wants to reach out and touch it. Like smacking a mailbox as you drive by the mailbox. He's like, oh, but if I look this way, I can almost see out Jeb's window and see the grayness that is Drez, the lonely space potato. Not a lot going on there. We are going over the surface really well. Let's go back to these guys. All right, I think we're good. I think we cleared that mountain range back there, so we should be good. Here's what's gonna happen, y'all. I need to cut my Kerbal Space Academy stream. I was just recapping. I was talking about drop tanks. Next Kerbal Space Academy interplanetary transfers that I do, I will talk about interplanetary kicker stages, the kind of Kerbin ski lift that is basically a huge rocket with a bunch of thrust to weight and a bunch of fuel and nothing else. They'll attach to the... Wow, look at that mountain. That seems really close. What's our rate? 3,000. That's not the closest we've been. I'll focus on the interplanetary kicker stage and show how to make a space transport system a lot like you see in my AFK windows. If you've seen my Be Right Back window, this thing right here was actually the original space transport system envisioned by Wernher von Braun. And the entire concept of this was that the two side tanks, the two side engines, would accelerate this craft up to Earth escape velocity, and then the center stage would take it out to Mars for Mars circularization. But these things would actually disconnect. The two side pieces on this craft would disconnect and return back to Earth for refueling so that they could be used again and again. And I've got a space transport system that's modeled after this exact same Wernher von Braun concept that I use in my career mode to kick things up to interplanetary transfers. While I'm over here talking, we crash into Dres. But anyways, next time we'll be talking about a design a lot like on my AFK message here. Next time I do a Kerbal Space Academy Interplanetary Transfers, which will be next week. So, if you want to stick around for that, give me a follow on Twitter. You've been spammed by what's-his-name, Nightbot, the entire time. I've been doing this. You can also follow me here on Twitch if you want to give me a follow. It'll notify you when I'm going. I'm also working on getting a website set up that'll have the schedule in advance. Try to plan the schedule like a week in advance or something like that. But if you were just here for Kerbal Space Academy, I appreciate you hanging out. Here's what's going to happen. The stream is going to hiccup. It's actually going to cut in half. It's going to say I go offline. I'm not actually going offline. I'm going to come right back. It may make you watch an advertisement about underwear, but when I come back, we'll be in DOS free play mode. We're going to try and land this craft on Dres. We're going to try and EVA a Kerbal down and safely land him on Dres. Maybe we'll leave a Kerbal in orbit, and then we'll try to rendezvous with the Kerbal in orbit with the craft. Yes, Tesla Max, it actually does. It actually does have that sort of stuff. You just made a Twitter so you could follow me. Dude, that's freaking awesome. Anyways, 60 people here right now. When I come back, I hope there's still 60 people. I'm just going to hiccup the stream. We're going to try to land this stuff. Oh, also, you could also follow an @declarations, apparently, which is perfectly fine, DK. DK tweets a lot, too. I have an entire... Where's my phone? I have an entire phone full of tweets here from DK over the course of today. In fact, I've gotten like 4 declaration tweets over the course of this Kerbal Space Academy. Von Braun thought this. Yeah, no, it was right after we landed on the moon. This design was 65 to 70, right when we were doing the moon mission. He designed this. The name was hijacked. He designed this, I should say. The name was actually hijacked by the actual space shuttle system as the STS, but this was Wernher von Braun's. Wow, Wernher von Braun's original. Yes, Thator, it is. Advertising underwear. I need to cut the stream. I'll be right back. I'll keep talking. I need to get another Dr. Pepper. I'll be right back. Y'all chill out for just a second.